Ladies and gents, welcome back to Better Late Than Never Gaming with another in and out review of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is an incredibly long-running franchise. It's been around since the PlayStation 1. Lara Croft is such an iconic character in the gaming world and has come such a long way. I haven't played every single entry in the franchise, but I've played enough to have built an attachment that if a game has Tomb Raider in the title, I'm all ears. I'm just so proud of this franchise and how far it has come. You can't say that about many franchises lasting this long. But this is not a history lesson on the franchise of Tomb Raider. This is specifically my in and out review of Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. So let's kick things off with story. After the events from the very first game, Lara ends up in Siberia, where it's cold as hell. I love games that can bring the player into the world, and this game did a great job at that. It did a great job at making you feel the cold, making you feel what Laura's feeling, and I personally hate the cold weather myself, and I felt for our homegirl Laura. I really did. So, Laura and an organization named Trinity are both after a certain thing that will grant immense power, which is immortality. Who would have thought? Trinity is after this for their own reasons, and Laura has her reasons, and it's a battle/race to who gets it first, pretty much. The story's okay, nothing too spectacular in my opinion, but okay enough that you would want to see it till the end. At least I did. It didn't make me want to throw my controller out the window or anything like that. The story didn't necessarily bore me, but it didn't keep me on my toes. It was okay for what it was. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't spectacular. It was alright. Not too bad. And we're moving forward with gameplay. Gameplay is cool. It's nothing I haven't really seen before, but it's fun for what it is. Laura is a straight beast though. When it comes to taking out enemies, you could go in guns blazing, which is fun but not always wise. Or you can sneak your way around picking off enemies one by one, which feels really satisfying when you pull it off right. Laura can attack from above, landing on enemies for a nice knockdown, or hide in the bushes waiting for an enemy to pass and catch them by surprise. There's also a bit of melee in the game, which results in some brutal finishers. Laura is a straight beast in this game, man. Seriously. Laura has more than enough firepower to take out her foes. There's a crafting system when it comes to her trusty bow, and an upgrade system when it comes to firearms. I personally enjoy crafting poison arrows and blowing back enemies with my shotgun. So much freaking fun.
Let's go! This
And on to presentation. The game looks good. Actually, it's better than good. It's pretty darn good. I stopped a few times to take in the scenery and admire the work that went into making this game. Not much to say here. I was impressed. I was impressed with the visual direction of this game, from character models to the lighting and shadows and so on. Not bad looking game at all. appreciate the effort once again. I love the attention to details. It's a pretty game. And Miscellaneous. The tombs. Yes, the tombs. The tombs were fun. The lack of tombs from the first game was an issue, but they turned that around with the sequel. The tombs were nice because they gave you a break from the action, gave you a break that was much needed and had you focus on puzzle solving and using your noggin. I kind of enjoyed the tombs more than the actual story, and the tombs were just such a nice getaway. They should make a Tomb Raider game where Lara is strictly solving puzzles, going from tomb to tomb, and they should call it, let's see, Tomb Raider Tomb Edition. Seriously though, on a serious note, the tombs were awesome. I love games that break up the action and have you use your noggin, and then the tombs were really cool. I really saw myself or seen myself or caught myself just getting sidetracked by the freaking tombs. I'll be on the tombs so much, I'll be on a puzzle for so long, maybe because I'm slow, I couldn't solve it fast enough, but it was just cool. And once you solved it, you had a feeling of satisfaction, right? You felt good, and you get rewarded for it. There's a lot of rewards you get for solving these. The rewards are not always good, but there's some cool perks, and again, it's just the satisfaction of solving the tomb. So that was nice. I enjoyed that. Very, very nice. And on to the little gripes. My only issue I had with the game was its level of difficulty. It was a bit easy, and I would have loved it a bit more if I don't know, if it was a little more strategic, a bit more strategy was implemented in the game. It was a little just too easy and just straightforward. The game is a bit too simple at times, which isn't all that bad. I would just like a bit more, like I mentioned, a bit more in the strategy department. Just taking some tips from like the Metal Gear Solid series, especially what was it, Metal Gear 5. That was awesome. It was just the different ways you can clear missions. It was like no one's gameplay is going to be the same. Some people were going guns blazing, other were going sneaking, other were going doing this, doing that, setting traps, whatever it is. So I would just like a little more variety. I'm not telling or wanting Tomb Raider to be Metal Gear, right? That's not what I'm saying, but just taking tips from other games and implementing it in their own game would be kind of cool. Lastly, the bosses are all pushovers in its game, especially the final boss. Man, the final battle was a disappointment. In my humble opinion, it was a disappointment. So obvious and generic, dude. It was such a generic freaking boss fight. Final battles are supposed to be epic, from what I remember, but the boss battle here was a bit on the lacking side. It was just, I was like, what? This is it? Like, the bosses were, I don't know. It was kind of whack, man. It was kind of whack. Yeah, so that's my biggest gripe with that. It's just the bosses and the level of difficulty, and I wish I could have more ways to tackle missions and just be a little more strategic. But overall, the game is pretty freaking cool. So let's get out of this review. It's supposed to be in and out, and I'm dragging it along now. So let's wrap it up with the rating from a Yoga Lame, Yoga Yup, Yoga Fire, or Yoga Flame. I'm gonna give this a Yoga Yup. Again, a Yoga Yup is not terrible, right? A Yoga Lame, obviously lame's in the name. It's super lame. A Yoga Yup is like, yeah, it was pretty good. I recommend it. It's probably not for everybody. It's not the best game. but it's okay. It has its ups and it has its downs. It's an okay game. A Yoga Fire is like, man, I had a hell of a time, and a Yoga Flame is, whoo, swept me off my feet. So this game's not bad, man. I'm gonna give it a Yoga yup, and that's that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.